right? So this is contemporary global concerns. Post 2000, what has happened, right? What is the issue of democracy? What is the issue of human rights? What is the issue of environment? What is the issue of gender justice? What is the issues of terrorism, nuclear proliferation? How it is happening? So right. So this is how this syllabus is framed as far as paper 2 section A is considered. So you have to be very clear. Paper 2 section A has two things. One is comparative politics. In that there are just four chapters. Four chapters, there will be two or three questions, right? And then you have international relations, the theory of international relations. In this chapter 4, I said comparative politics. They will compare domestic politics, and then they will discuss. They are comparing three things. One is the state, the second one is politics, the third one is globalization impact. Done here. International relations, the first thing is basics of international relations, in which you'll be studying the theories of international relations and concepts of international relations, and post Second World War developments. What is the post Second World War developments? First thing is on the political front at the global level. You have two blocks, the capitalist bloc, the socialist bloc, the communist bloc, and to counter them you have non-alignment bloc. So you'll be reading about them in chapter 7. Chapter 8, chapter 9, these are about having platforms, right? So this is speaking about some platforms such as UNO, United Nations Organization, Bretton Woods institutions, and then you have some more platforms such as regionalization of world politics. At the global level, you have slowly they have given rights to regional organizations and then contemporary issues. So very simple to remember. Try to analyze the syllabus in this way. No, this is about global politics. This is about global international relations. So trying to understand international relations at the global level, how global is operating. Now, when we move to section B in this paper, this is speaking about India's foreign policy, particularly about our country. The entire section deals with India's foreign policy. Now, in order to understand India's foreign policy, you have to understand the foreign policies of other states. You have to understand the basics of foreign policy. So the basics have been discussed here. The same basics will apply even in section B also. Right, not only for India, for any other country, this will be impacting. Global politics will be impacting. As a result, the theory won't change. Either that is for here or either for here. Theories remain same. These basics remain same. Right? The only thing is this will be speaking in India's perspective. Right? I'll just go to that India's perspective in a while. But quickly let me give you a recap about the books that you have to refer for this section particularly. Books to be referred for paper 2 section A. This is our class notes. This is our class notes. The Hindu, again, you have to refer to the Hindu, but in this section A, this is a very limited scope of the Hindu. The Hindu limited scope is very limited. But ORF, there is one organization called Observers Research Foundation, which will be speaking about international relations development. So you can have an eye on this Observers Research Foundation, the foreign policy of the country. This is very important. And there is just like the Frontline magazine for international relations. You have one more magazine called World Focus, which will be costing ₹100 every month. Just like Yojana and Kurukshetra, they will be giving World Focus magazine. So this is one book. If you are interested, you can refer to that. How India's foreign policy has been changing. A very good book again. Just like your Frontline in politics, World Focus in international relations. Right. This is one book that you can refer. This is static book, a very basic books that you can refer just to enhance your knowledge. But what are the subjective books? Andrew Hewitt, Global Politics. Here he will discuss about the themes of international relations. What is international relations? How they are conducted, right? So what are the theories of state, theories of international relations? All that will be discussed in this Global Politics. Again, a very good book. Unlike other Haywood books, this Andrew Haywood book is very easy to remember. easy to study, because this is the only book, perhaps this is the only book of Andrew Haywood, which is very lucid in its understanding, in its explanation, so that once we are reading it, it will be very clear, just like a layman, you can read it. Now, this book, Theories of International Relations, which was written by a famous person called Scott Burchill and Andrew Linklater. These persons have written this book, or major contributions has been done by these persons, Theories of International Relations. I said chapter 5 is about theories of international relations. They have given it very clearly about what are the theories. Now, one more advantage that it has is it will also give the names of the thinkers or theories. Hence, it is very easy to remember the names, just like the political thinkers' names on one page. In the index page, you will also get in the index page what are the thinkers who are contributing to international relations. So if you are taking that, you should take a printout of it, and you should always remember the names of the persons. Now, this is Robert Jackson and George Sorensen, Introduction to International Relations, Theories and Approaches. Again, this is a reference book. If you are having time, you can read it. Again, a very good book. I have read few chapters in that. Very good book which discusses about the contemporary issues such as poverty, such as the bureaucracy, such as security of the states, such as this is also security. They also discuss about how social policies are being done in various states, right? So they will be comparing all this. So it is like what are the major changes that are happening in the international relations. The next book, very good book for thinkers in international relations, is this, which was written by Steve Roach. Steve Roach is the person who has edited this book in contribution with Martin Griffin and Scott Suleiman. This is the one, actually Scott Suleiman and this guy both has contributed to this. As a result, this book has come. But the major approach has been done by this fellow called C. Roach. Now, why I have suggested this book is not to read the entire book, but they have given clearly in the index page who are the realist thinkers. They have explained about them. Who are the liberal thinkers? They have explained about them. Who are the functional theorists? They have explained about them. Who are the Marxist theories in international relations? They have explained them. So they have given the names with the set of theories, right? So again, this will be very easy to remember. Key concepts in politics and international relations. Again, Andrew Haywood. I said Andrew Haywood is the person who has contributed enormously for political science and international relations. As a result, you will find his books in every sphere of our international relations. Not only international relations, even in political theories, you find this book. Right. So, key concepts in politics and international relations. In order to understand some concepts, you can refer to this. Again, I say this, you can keep it as a reference book. If you have time, you can read. Right. Again, this is the same edition which was given by these persons. International relations, the key concepts. This book and this book, you can keep it as reference. Again, you'll get some dimensions when you are reading these books, so that our knowledge will be enhanced on the subject. Why I have given these many books is, once you understand the subject, you should read them just like a magazine. You can no need to sit steadily and read them. At your comfortable position, you can read them and keep them aside, so that it will boost your skills of reading, boost your skills of understanding the subject. So these are the books to be referred. Particularly if you are not interested to read that many books, this is one thing. Keep a tab, keep an eye on ORF, keep an eye on Indian's foreign policy. These are the rest things. I give discretion to you. If you want to read, you can read. If you don't want to read, that is your discretion. But if you ask me, you can read them just like uh, a basic book, in the sense, after understanding the subject, just read it like a novel. The last chapter is India and the world, where we'll be discussing about, I said, this is India's foreign policy. Again, India got independence in 1948. As a result, this foreign policy will have limited dimensions. Just like your post to Second World War developments, again, this subject is limited. This paper entirely is limited. Now, what are the things here? First thing is, what is India's foreign policy? What are the major factors which are determining the foreign policy of a country? What are the institutions which are making this foreign policy? What is our foreign policy? What is something which is continuing in your foreign policy, and what are the things that are changing? So these are the basics of India's foreign policy. In order to understand these things, again I said, in order to understand India and the world, you have to understand paper 1, paper 2, section A, international relations basics. Then we can understand this. India's contribution to non-alignment movement, different phases and current role. Again, if you remember, in section A, you have one phase that is called the Cold War phase. During Cold War, there is non-alignment movement. There you will read non-alignment movement, and in parallel, you complete this also here, because the major or key contributor for non-alignment movement is India. As a result, India's role is indispensable in non-alignment movement. You have to study this, and you have to also study whether non-alignment movement is relevant today or not. Now they are speaking about particular context. Here they have spoken about non-alignment, and now they are speaking about India and its neighborhood, that is South Asian regions. And this is India and the global South as such. The globe, what is India's role in the global South? Because I said in the global South, in politics, whenever you come across global South, it means they are least developed countries or developing countries. What is India's role in this? So one thing is, chapter 3 is India and its neighborhood, South Asia. This one is India and its global South, which means at the globe, how India is playing a crucial role in the global South. And then it is global North. I said global centers of power will be on the global North. Hence, India's role in the global North, right? With these countries, USA, European Union, Japan, Russia, right, China. What is India's role with these global powers? That you have to study. These are India's relations. One is India and South Asia, which you can call it as India and its neighborhood, India and global South, India and global North. So these are 3, 4, 5. 6 is India's role in United Nations, India's role in nuclear questions, and recent India's foreign policy developments. Look at this, India and United Nations, how India is playing a crucial role. In section A, you have United Nations Organization. There itself we say how India has been contributing to United Nations peacekeeping and what India wants from United Nations as such. Right. Next one is nuclear question. In paper 2, section A, you have one topic called nuclear proliferation, right? So you'll be studying in synchronization with this. That is called what is India's contribution to stop that nuclear proliferation, what is India's perception about nuclear energy, and what is its policy as far as nuclear energy or nuclear missiles are considered. Again, this is a global concern, that is why you have to study about this. Not only this, India's foreign policy and the recent developments, contemporary developments, because West Asia is always in turmoil, that is why it will always be in news. Now, this is about India and West Asia, India and Israel, and a vision called New World Order. What is this New World Order? We'll see later. So, this is the only 8 chapters are present, very simple to understand. The first 2 chapters in section B is about India's foreign policy, basics of India's foreign policy. What is our foreign policy, how it has evolved, how it has continued, right? And then you'll be studying about what is India's role during the Cold War, during the first phase after Second World War, that is called the Cold War, that is non-alignment movement. After that, you'll be studying India and its neighborhood. You'll be coming to India and global South. You'll be moving to India and global North, and then you'll be studying about India's role in United Nations, India's role in nuclear proliferation, and recent changes, particularly India and West Asian crisis. Right. So this is the thing that we have to study. So this is the syllabus overall. So what I wanted to say is, if you do understand the syllabus of paper 2, in paper 2, first 4 chapters is comparative politics, the rest of the entire chapters, chapter 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 in section A, and 1 to 8 in section B, all are international relations. The root for this international relations lies in chapter 5 and 6 in section B, section A. What is that? Theories of international relations, key concepts of international relations. Right. Once you understand that, the rest of the syllabus becomes very easy. Now, what are the books that you have to refer, particularly for India's foreign policy? Notes, our class notes, or the notes that I provide to you. Second thing is, in order to understand India and its South Asia, India and its neighborhood, you can refer this book. I know you might be preparing this for GS. Again, this book gives some basics about India's challenges in its neighborhood. Very good book to read again. Now, this is one book which is written by David Mellon, C. Raja Mohan, and Srinath Raghavan. India's foreign policy. It is a very good book. Again, a basic book to understand how India's foreign policy is evolving. This is one book called David Mellon. David Mellon is the contributor here. He is also the contributor here. Right. Does the Elephant Dance? This is about contemporary developments of India's foreign policy, such as contemporary relations of India with West Asia, right? And then the Hindu, indispensable for UPSC preparation, particularly for PSIR. As I said, it is a very dynamic concept. If you are reading the Hindu, it is going to be very, very advantage. And this is World Focus magazine again that I have discussed earlier. Right. These are the books that you have to refer as such for section 3. Now, if you do understand the books that I have said, everywhere I have given this book, this paper called The Hindu. Now, that is the reason why I ask you people to always focus on 1 hour or 2 hours to go through the Hindu, because it will enhance your knowledge and it will be really helpful not only in your general studies but even for your optional. As Hindu will be read by many people, right? Every day, every student reads this. Now, what is the advantage for political science students as far as the Hindu is considered? They are going to get the advantage because the dynamic aspects can be answered from Hindu. Right, that is the reason, that is how it will also help in your preparation. The Hindu will also be helpful. So the first thing is, never miss Hindu paper. Always try to read, try to understand the things, try to analyze the things, then it is going to help you. This is the syllabus for paper 2. So again I repeat, paper 2 contains 2 sections, section A and section B. Section A contains contemporary politics, 4 chapters. The rest of the things are international relations. In that international relations, the first 2 are about basics, theories, as well as the so-called key concepts of international relations. The next one is the developments after Second World War. Then section B is about India's foreign policy, how India foreign policy was there, what was India's role during non-alignment movement, and the rest of the things are India and its neighborhood, India and its global south, India and its global north, India's question on United Nations, India's questions on nuclear proliferation, and changing dynamics of India and West Asia. Right. This is the syllabus. So try to understand the syllabus in this way. If you are just sitting and trying to analyze the syllabus in this way, you will memorize the syllabus. This is how you have to memorize the syllabus, not by hatting the syllabus. By hatting won't get you any output. So rather, the best way to prepare syllabus is prepare in a systematic manner. Try to analyze the syllabus in whatever the format that I have said, then it is going to be very advantageous. This is about UPSC political science syllabus and the books that you have to refer. Again, I say, don't get frustrated or don't get frightened because of so many books that I have given. No one gives these many books, but as I have personally read all of them, you will get immense knowledge, right? At least for the sake of knowledge, you can read them, right? But for the sake of marks, what you have to do, you have to know the syllabus, you have to read the Hindu, you have to daily listen to our class, you have to have previous year questions in your hand. That is the next step that you have to have. Speaking normally, what should be the career backup for you guys? As you are preparing for this subject, now I am going to discuss what should be the career backup. So, for career, what you have to do is you have to do post graduation in Indira Gandhi Open University. Every year, they are going to conduct exam for post graduation, and it will be open in 2 cycles, in June cycle or July cycle and January cycle. In the coming January, there will be notification in December. You apply for that and you do open post graduation degree. In political science, there will be one course called MPS, Masters in Political Science. You apply for that. So every year that will cost you 4,500 for first year, second year 4,500. After 2 years with 9,000 rupees or 10,000 rupees, you will get this post graduation. Once you get post graduation, you can be applicable for PhD, right? So after preparing to this extent, I want you not to just restrict your syllabus or knowledge only to the so-called UPSC, but I wanted you to utilize this for your career also. How? Start with, as you are preparing exclusively for UPSC, I ask you to go up for open degree, right? Open degree where you can do it in IGNOR. How? In January, you enroll it. In the December, they will give notification. You enroll in that December, November or December, they will do that. You enroll for MPS, that is Masters in Political Science. 1 year, they will conduct one test. Next year, they will conduct one test. So within 2 years, if you are getting a good score around 60%, then you will have post graduation. You will not be stopping at undergraduation, and no need to study much also. Whatever you have prepared here, no need to attend regular classes there. Just enroll there or write the assignments. They will ask you to write the assignments, one assignment for each subject. Once you do it, you can directly go to the exam, final exam, go and sit and write the exam. Once you attend that exam, then you gain the knowledge, right? And the best thing about this is whenever you are joining by paying this 4,500, they will give you the books also, MPS books that you have to refer. And they are very good books. The only limitation is they have not upgraded their books. The books contains only up to 2005. So they are 20 years, almost 20 years lagging behind, but the basics are very clear, not the dynamic aspects. Into political science books, how you can get, no need to buy it from anyone. Enroll in this course, you are going to get that set of books, right? Almost they will give 12 to 13 books, which is going to help you, right? This is how the books will be coming to you with just 9,000 rupees. It is a very good investment as such. You'll be having degree, right? You'll be having an identity card saying that I am a student, and then you'll be having this, right? Many benefits. After getting post graduation, in your second year, you can write UGC NET, University Grants Commission National Eligibility Test. What is this test for? This test is for doing PhD in some universities. This is for doing PhD. If you are qualifying for JRF, Junior Research Fellowship, you get a stipend of around 40,000 rupees per month. For that, you should have post graduation. So, in your second year of post graduation, you can apply for NET. NET means for those guys who are from BTech background, it is just like GATE exam, right? Once you write GATE, the score will be valid for 2 years. Similarly, if you are getting qualified for NET, you will have two advantages. One advantage is for junior research fellowship, and the second one is you will be also having chance for professor. You'll be, once net score is ready with you, if there is some openings in some degree colleges for some professor, then you can go and join as degree lecturers also, right? This is how you have to go. So basically what I am going to say is, after preparing this to this extent, after reading this many things, have a career backup. How political science is going to help you with career backup, this is how it is going to help. Apply for post-graduation studies in IGNOR this November or December. So by next December, 1 year will be over. Next December, second year will be over. By 2024, you'll be getting that post-graduation in your hand. In 2024 January, you write NET. Once you qualify for NET again, they conduct in two cycles, July cycle and December cycle. Anywhere you can write. It will be useful for 2 years. Then you will be eligible for junior research fellowship. You can go for PhD, or else you can also be eligible for degree course in some government colleges also. So this is how this career backup can be formed. And if you are still interested in higher studies, you can write, or you can join some institutions such as South Asian Foreign Policy universities, right? where you get a much exposure on international relations. You can go and join, and you can have a very bright future in this career as far as in this subject is considered. So even after getting IAS or getting IPS, getting a services also, you can pursue your courses like this, right? It is always going to add value to your life, right? Just like in Manmaduru movie that we saying, right? It adds color to your life, right? It adds value to your life. PSR adds value to your life. So this is about the course that I wanted to say, and the course details. This is the thing. There is no stead and fast rule that you have to pay this limited amount, right? If you are willing to pay, you pay it, or if you are feeling difficulty, don't worry about the fees payment also. Just try, listen, enhance the subject, but try to understand this thing. What is this? Always attend the classes, know the syllabus. These are minimum requirements. Take a printout of the syllabus that I have already shared. Try to analyze it. Get previous year questions from 2014 to 2021. I'll share that in the group again today. You can refer them. You should have them in hand. In hand. Okay. Previous year questions. Take xerox of them. And whenever I take a topic, I'll show you how we have to prepare that. So these are the basics, and then as I complete the classes, I'll also be sharing the books that I have shown in the soft copy. If you are interested, you can read them. Right? This is how the course is being planned. This is how we'll be going ahead with. If you have any questions on the course, you can ask me. So these are the things that I wanted to say to you guys. Right? Thank you for joining. So this is what I have discussed. PSIR optional pros cons, outline of the syllabus, books to be referred, career backup, course details, right? This is the subject. Tomorrow we are going to start with fresh thing, right? So if you have any questions, you can ask me, or else we'll wind it up here today. Did you understand what we have, what I have been saying this? Is it done? Good. Yes, it is clear. Chanikya, what about you? Listening?
Yes, sir, it was clear.
It is clear, right? Yes. So this is how you have to prepare the subject, and this is how it helps you really. So immediately take
Books,
syllabus. Sorry.
whatever the books you gave to refer, we have to take our soft copies or hard copies.
No, no, no need to take.
Paper too, sir.
No need to take hard copy. If you can read it in soft copy, that is completely fine, right? But
Okay, sir.
something like the Hindu, you have to have a hard copy because that is very easy to read. Uh, some magazines you can take hard copy, right? But books
Okay,
you can refer only in soft copy, right? That is completely fine.
okay, sir.
Any other question? Is the time okay for you guys? 5:30 to 7 or 5 to 6:30? From tomorrow, I'll try to keep it from 5 to 6:30 because that would be the ideal time. Why I am joining late is I'm sleeping late. That is the reason. From tomorrow, let's try to keep it from 5 to 6:30 so that it will be done substantially over a period of time. Right, guys? Then, thanks for joining. Have a good day. I'll be winding it up.